What is up, guys? So today we are going to be talking about JSON just a little bit. We're not going to go very in depth with this because I don't want to keep this a very long video. I want to keep it very short. So this is really just going to be like a little intro to JSON. I just kind of want to show you guys a little bit of how it looks and just, show you how to use it in a very basic way to form a sentence using things that we put in an array. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Alright, so I've created a little web page here where I've just got a little bit of information that I want to tell you guys that kind of explains briefly what JSON is and a little bit of how it works. So JSON, first of all, it combines two aspects of JavaScript syntax for representing arrays and objects. Now there's two different kinds here. You can use a simple array notation using brackets, or you can use the notation objects and associative arrays using curly braces. So you can access them using either a numerical index or a key name, and I'll go into that and show you a little bit here, but right here I've just got a brief example. So this is using the numerical index. I've just created a variable called items, and this is equal to item 0 because it starts with the 0, not 1. So we have item 0, item 1, item 2, and item 3. And if I want to get item 0, all I would need to do is call the variable and tell it I want 0, and it's going to give me item 0. Now to do this using key name, there's actually two different ways you can do it. So I've set up a variable called key name, and I'm sorry if this is a little confusing here, but I think this explains it pretty well of what these are as well. So the variable is key name, and that has an array of a key and its value. So if I want to get the value, all I got to do is say key name dot key, and then I will get that value. And if I want to get the value, the other way I can do it is do key name, and then in brackets I can put the actual key in quotations, similar to how we did this up here, but we actually need to pass through what that key is, and then it'll give us the value. So I'm going to pull up my text editor real quick. Let me see if I can get it. There. Okay, so I've got a few things here. I've created an array. All right. So this is in JSON, and this is I labeled the variable person. Okay. And no, this isn't in an external JSON file, but this is the same format that it would be if you were to get a JSON into your program or whatever you're doing. This is what it's going to look like. So I've created this, and I've created a variable named person, and this person consists of a few things. So I started this off with brackets, and the first one here, so everything right here, this is the first person. So this would be person bracket 0 and then closing bracket. And this person consists of a first name, a last name, and children. And the children also has another array here. And it consists of the first child here and the second child here. So other than that, we have another person, and you'll see this is the other person, and I've actually named this another person. But this person consists of another first name and last name, and they also have their own children. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at this. I'm going to console.log this right here so that you can see what it looks like in the console, and then we're gonna formulate like a little sentence. So I'm gonna pull this up here, and you can see I've got an array that has 2 in it. So we have the first one, which is, like I said, first name Zachary, last name Newton, and then we have children as well, and that has 2 arrays in it. Well, an array with 2 values. Here we have the second item, which is another person who also has children. And we're going to use this to create a sentence, and I'll open these up real quick for you so we can see everything here. First name, last name, children. The children consist of these right here. So that should explain this a bit to you. So I think we're going to go ahead and say, let's create a sentence that says Zachary Newton has 2 children. The first is 21 and the second is 17. Let's just create that. It's a very simple sentence, but this will just show you how we can use this. So I'm going to come down here and we're going to say console. Well, actually, you know what? maybe it's more fun to alert this. Let's go alert. All right. So we are going to alert person. Let's do person 0, which should be me. And I'm going to say first name. All right. Let's come back here, refresh the page. There we go. We got Zachary. Okay. So let's start formulating the sentence. We need to add a space. So I'm going to add a space like that. So it goes between the names. And then we can almost reuse this whole piece right here. Just like this, except we need to change this to last name. And now this should say Zachary Newton when I refresh this. There we go, Zachary Newton, right up there. Now we can add part of a sentence. I'm just going to add this together here. We're going to say has 2 children. All right, that's cool. Period. Well, that's not a period. Space. And then we're going to say the first is, let's add on to this. So now we need to go a little deeper. So right here, we're just using, you know, the first in the array, as you see right here. And then we're just calling the name and the last name, well, the first name and last name. But now we're going to try and get child. And as you see, there's a whole nother array inside of here. So I'll show you how to use this. We're going to write the same part here. So we're getting our first person there. And we don't need to call the first name. We want children. All right. Now, what child? Well, the first is going to be the oldest. So we're going to say this one, which is going to be 1, not 0. So we're going to say in brackets, we're going to say 1, just like that. And then let's get their age. So this should say Zachary Newton has 2 children. The first is whatever their age is. Let's see if this works. Let's come here, refresh. There we go. Zachary Newton has 2 children. The first is 21. Let's just continue on to this. Plus space, and the second is, and then let's just copy all of this right here. And all we're going to need to do is change this to 0. So it should get the youngest child. Come here, refresh. There we go. The first is 21 and the second is 17. Now let's also add a period to the end of that, so it's a proper sentence. Just like that. And refresh. And there we go. We got a period. So we've created this sentence here. So let's go ahead and let's copy this whole thing, and let's change this to use the second person here. So it's going to be pretty simple. Let's go and let me comment this one out. All we need to do is change the person. Everywhere that you see person, we need to change that to 1. And here we go. Just like that. Now let's come over here and refresh. And it says another person has 2 children. The first is 22 and the second is 18. So we are using all of these here. And this is just a very basic idea and a basic example of how you can use the JSON and form something with it. So there we go. We've created 2 sentences. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to show you what JSON looked like and show you some basic ways that you can use it and just get familiar with it. So if you guys like this video and you'd like to see more, let me know in the comments down below and I can create another video that talks either more in depth about JSON or maybe just show you some other things that you can do with it or some areas that you can use it in. Let me know. But if you guys like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you like the content that I'm creating on this channel, head on over to my Patreon and help support this channel there so I can really create better videos and spend more time on creating these videos because I love doing it. But right now I'm just not making enough or any off of this at the moment to be able to dump a ton of time into it. So I would really appreciate this if we could, you know, get some Patreons on there and get some momentum going in the right direction, so that I really can spend more time and devote more time to research and to see what you guys want and to create better videos all the time. So anyways, if you want to do that and you want to support this channel, my Patreon account is at patreon.com/Zachary R. Newton. It's very simple. Right now I'm only going to be having, you know, $1, whatever it is, $1 for anyone who wants to be a patron at first. That's the lowest that I think I'm gonna do right now, and I'm gonna add more as time goes on, and there's gonna be perks with those as well. So anyways, if you're interested, let me know, head on over there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.